Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Cyprus for an official visit from 15th June to 16th June. Prime Minister Modi's visit, the first by an Indian Prime Minister to Cyprus in over 2 decades, reaffirms the deep friendship between the two nations. The visit celebrates a partnership rooted in a joint strategic vision and mutual trust and respect. Cyprus President Nikos Christodouladis and Prime Minister Modi held wide-ranging discussions on bilateral, regional and global issues. They welcomed recent progress in economic, technological and people-to-people ties, reflective of the dynamic and evolving nature of the relationship. Today, I'm joined by DEMETRIS Skourides, Chief Scientist of Research, Innovation and Technology of Republic of Cyprus. He is the technocrat who is working closely with the Deputy Minister of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy on transforming the country into innovation hub and technology island. A very warm welcome to you on News9, sir. Prime Minister Modi recently visited Cyprus. How do you define the relationship between both the countries, sir?
The relationship between the two countries is very strong. It is creating a new era of cooperation, an area for us to really support each other's objective and really create the bridge towards the EU, allowing and creating opportunities across for both nations. This visit is actually a visit that is, as you have outlined, a first of its kind, creating value for businesses, for communities, and also for humanity.
So how can this strategic economic partnership between both the nations be deepened?
Thank you very much for this question. So I think India is one of the most advanced countries when it comes to research, when it comes to energy, when it comes to science, when it comes to technology. Is one of the countries that is actually listed amongst the top 3 when it comes to human capital for artificial intelligence, and a nation known for a variety of firsts. The economic ties open up opportunities mainly because these complementary forces, meaning Indian resources from companies that want to access one of the biggest markets of the world, the EU, can actually use and leverage Cyprus as a gateway to Europe. At the same time, Cyprus can also leverage the strength of India basically for the products, for the research, for the homegrown technologies that we're developing. EU has actually been a very strong advocate of open science, open data policy, supporting, the advocacy of excellence. And I think these cooperations create, the possibilities and the bridge to really facilitate the cooperation to really start creating and capturing value. This, of course, translates into economic benefits for companies who will leverage these opportunities to operate in both markets.
So both countries have decided to collaborate in AI, digital infrastructure and innovation. What steps are being taken to work on it?
Well, first of all, on the AI side, we are also leveraging the fact that there is the Indian Chamber of Commerce meeting this week. We have a delegation from Cyprus that is coming here. We have the Deputy Minister of Digital Policy, Research and Innovation. Myself as a chief scientist are here. We have actually worked through specific sessions facilitated by the High Commissioner in India, Shri Manish, who has actually showcased and shared, for example, the Indian competencies across. And at the same time, we're at the position where, in the place where we are navigating to see the competencies and where we move forward. Of course, this is very early in the relationship, but we are at the point where we are defining the next points to be done. At the same time, on the research perspective, with us this week that we're here, we also have leading, let's say, healthcare organizations that have already started engaging on artificial intelligence and diagnostics and healthcare diagnostics with organizations like Tata Memorial Hospital, and the conversations are going to be fueling and happening this week. So we are at the beginning. We are defining, let's say, the working groups and also the two ministries to work together and develop these cooperation on the AI side.
So how can people-to-people ties and tourism be increased between India and Cyprus? Cyprus is such a beautiful country.
Thank you very much. Well, Cyprus is a beautiful country, is an island, has a culture that is very welcoming and very reputable and back to history. There has been discussions. We have a cooperation with Thomas Cook, who has actually landed in Cyprus. There are also, Indian companies that have arrived. LTI Mindtree has also opened a center of excellence and an A hub there. These are the first steps that are basically starting to show that yes, there is business. Then there are people, and then there is a communication between back and forth the two countries. This is my third time visiting your beautiful country. There are many of your colleagues, and I think technocrats that are already visiting Cyprus, and I think this is going to open up. We look forward to creating the facilitation through air travel to make things much easier. But at the same point of time, we also see initiatives like, for example, companies like the Doers Festivals who are here, who are inviting, for example, very reputable, let's say, scientists, researchers, innovators, entrepreneurs to be part of joint initiatives. All of this creates something that's very important, the element of trust. Trust enables all other activities to happen. And I will also take this opportunity to invite all of you to visit our beautiful island of Cyprus. It does have four seasons, a very warm and culture experience, and is here waiting for you.
Has the work started on the action plan that both countries decided to initiate between each other?
That work is actually work in progress. As you are very well aware of, Cyprus will assume the presidency of the EU in January 2026. So there are a series of items that are in that action plan. My fellow colleagues, the ministers, are all working on that. I'm not personally involved in it. But yes, many of those action points are actually led by the ministers on point for them. One of these ministers is actually going to be here with us this week. And I think that will be a first step where we could actually facilitate those discussions and really see how we could accelerate where possible and prepare the ground for the action plan 2025 to 2029.
Okay. One project I think connects both Cyprus and India, and that's IMEC. And I think that was also part and parcel of the official release post the press meet of both the premiers. So how will IMEC work for both India and Cyprus?
Well, IMEC essentially looks at Cyprus serving as India's, let's say, gateway into Europe, acting as a transshipment and a logistics hub for Indian goods and services and investments into the EU. Think of IMEC as an opportunity or a mechanism where we see digital, physical, and economic infrastructure being built across. This creates a lot of opportunities. Cyprus is a nation that basically is within the EU, abides and is basically regulated, follows the regulations of the EU and the guidelines, and as such creates a very reliable partner to test, to harmonize, to ready, and I think enable these Indian companies that want to access the market. All of that is supported by, I think, a range of services that actually exist. At the same time, India also has advanced knowledge and know-how, the digital infrastructure that you have built, the scale at which you are building your solutions and moving across, and all of this facilitation. So this IMEC, I would say, initiative and strategic project is a project where energy, logistics, digital, and all of the other economies come together. And as we said, it's part of the journey that will be discussed. It's also a big part of the 2025 to 2029 plan. And it is a very hopeful opportunity to create value for both sides.
And before I let go of you, what really makes India-Cyprus relationship tick?
I will say the human values are important. They're there, but what actually I think drives us, besides our common outlook into looking forward, is the commitment to excellence in everything we do. I have actually grown and worked side by side, with many of the researchers, the scientists, the technologists. And I think this opportunity to really create, I think, excellence, to really facilitate peace, to really create value, is something that really makes us all tick. And I think this is something that we all look forward to leveraging. Concluding, I'd like to say that Cyprus is a nation of less than 1 million people, an emerging ecosystem, a growing economy. ICT is at the center, and at the center of it is really facilitating and helping create lasting value. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us on Point. So this was DEMETRIS SKOURIDES telling us how India and Cyprus relationship is actually blooming. Thank you for watching On Point.